We are back for Somatic Money message number 34. I'll be reading today for Melanie, who is a web designer in Carbondale, Colorado. This is my free Somatic Money Care Kit series. If you want to participate, you can follow the banner in my LINKTREE through and sign up for a free Somatic Money video read like the one you see here today, as well as receive a free Somatic Money Oracle deck shipped to your front door. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do the reading for Melanie. Welcome, Melanie. This is what Melanie has to say. I keep running into people who enjoy extreme luxury, like being able to fly across the country to use their favorite hairstylist, stay in a luxury hotel, and then fly home business class. Yet no matter what I've tried, there seems to be an invisible energetic barrier that has nothing to do with stereotypical cliche financial advice. Those who have experienced safety and security or grew up with financial excess seem to have an easier time keeping it and making more without effort. Whereas people like me, whose parents taught her to dumpster dive for good as a child, have never been able to experience luxury and are always making do without, being underpaid and overcharged. Wow, Melanie, just wow. You paint quite the picture for us. And I think there's probably a lot of us who can identify with that. And before I get started with any kind of answer for you, I just want you to know I recognize and I sense the pain you're feeling, the struggle you're feeling, the why me that you're feeling, the years and years and years of dealing with this. And I just want to recognize for you the fact that you had the courage to come out and voice this publicly so that we can talk about it publicly. So thank you. All right, well, as a somatic money coach who has lived in Colorado a very long time as well, I have so much information that I want to share with you, Melanie, and I wrote it all out, and then my spirit team went, not so fast, Dana, not so fast. So before I get to the load of information that I want to share with you, Melanie, the first thing I want to share with you, and this is coming directly from your spirit team, they're like, honey, you are living with and you are functioning with what I would call complex PTSD with your finances. Let me rephrase it in a different way. You are exhibiting what I would call financial CPTSD or complex PTSD. So that means we're taking the financial area of life and we are merging it with the therapy area of life. Now, typically, our toxic financial patriarchy has always said, oh, do the money over there and then go do all that touchy-feely stuff somewhere else, right? And what I have found with Somatic Money is that for EQ money people like you, and I'm going to send you that resource, and other people, you can see the banner going across the screen. If you're watching this and you think you're an EQ money person, you need to go do this little mini workshop. It will save you so much. It will give you so much mental and emotional relief to be able to identify the type of person that you are in our financial marketplace. But the thing I want you to know, Melanie, is that you exhibit what I would call a very high likelihood for being an EQ money person. You have probably gone through, just by what very little you told me, you've probably gone through a lot of traumatic living experiences coming out of the home that you grew up out of, as well as coming into life as a full-fledged adult on the planet, being functional. And all of these things that happened in your past are still playing out here in present time, present space, and they're playing out as complex PTSD that's actually happening within your financial sphere. And so while the toxic financial patriarchy says, keep money over here separated from touchy-feely stuff over here, I say, no, we have to put the two together so that you can get the healing that you need and the relief that you need. So, and along these same lines, I want to honor and recognize for you, no wonder you feel booby-trapped with money. No wonder you feel booby-trapped with IQ money or structural money financial practices. And for those of you who are out there watching this, one of the things Melanie wrote in and said to me was, I try to do my masculine money IQ, that's structure, logic, rationale, budgeting, and she feels like it backfires on her. And then she's also tried to do the EQ money stuff, which is manifestation, law of attraction, abundance, the touchy-feely stuff. She's tried to do that, and that has backfired on her. And she is in my Somatic Money audience, and she has tried body-based stuff, and that's backfiring on her as well. And so what I would say, Melanie, you are exhibiting to me like a full-blown case of financial booby-trap. That's my technical term for it. And the things you tried are feeling like they are backfiring on you. And so me spending all this time in this space with you, what your spirit team wants you to know is that we acknowledge you. We acknowledge your frustration. We acknowledge your fear. We acknowledge the struggle. We acknowledge the pain. And you probably feel ignored on all levels with these things. So I think the first thing we can do for you is witness you, because what you're exhibiting is the original scene of the accident, the scene where all of it went down in the first place. And so the first thing that we can do for you is not come in with all of our, whistles and bells and tools and tell you what to do. The first thing we can do on the scene of the accident with you is embrace you and go, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? So that's really our first step here with you today. And in your life, in your own practice, I think that's probably one of the first tools and tips that I would give to you is begin to seed into these different financial places in your life, a recognition that you're the first person in your life as an adult showing up to the scene of the accident of what initially happened at that complex PTSD place with your finances, okay? Do not skip that step. Really important step in the healing process. Okay, so let me just tune into team. You know what they're saying? They're saying if we spent the whole video on this, that would probably be enough. All right, the next thing I want to share with you, and the spirit team wants to make this very clear. This is a distant second point that I want to share with you. And this is how impressive that first piece of the puzzle that I gave to you is. Spirit team is saying, Dana, if you give her this second piece, you've got to give it to her in a very gentle way so that she does not strip gears or cause more damage to herself in the process. Which gives me a whole other piece of the puzzle. This tells me that when people have given you solid brass tacks information to work with your money, either in the structural aspect of your money or in the EQ side of your money, when people have given you those or you've tried those, you've actually probably caused more damage to yourself because of the original complex PTSD that is sitting there. And again, Spirit Team really wants to honor you for this. They want you to know you do try so hard. You have tried so hard. You have tried everything. Your effort is heroic. Your effort with your money has been one of the most heroic things you've done on this planet. And Spirit Team, man, they're just not, they don't want me to get off this point. Spirit Team wants you to know how heroic the efforts you have made, that you have and you are making at your financial existence. And this is where I can bring in this second point that I really, really wanted to bring up before. And that is, by comparing yourself to The 1%ers, and I can strongly say I know they're the 1%ers because I grew up in Colorado. I spent my entire life in Colorado up until the point that I moved to Washington State a couple years ago. I know about the billionaire 1% plastic bubble that happens in the techie district of Fort Collins, that happens in the Boulder bubble, that happens in Aspen, happens in Vail, happens in the Roaring Fork where you are at, happens in Crested Butte, happens in Durango, Colorado. So you are plugged in. Being in Carbondale, Colorado, which is that Aspen, Snowmass, Carbondale, Basalt, Glenwood Springs, honey. I know the valley. I know the valley. I lived over the mountain from that valley. It is a jet-setting international community where billionaires fly in and fly out of there. And the people that you're rubbing shoulders with very well are the $100,000 plus $1 million plus people that you are rubbing shoulders with. So, of course, your background where you came from and their background where they came from are going to be so diametrically different. And this is where my mama hen feathers as a somatic money coach come out for you, where I want to say, how dare you? How dare you hurt yourself by comparing yourself with somebody else's ruler stick, measuring stick. And I'm gonna put up two different images here to give you a concept of this. One image is the toxic financial patriarchy measuring stick, and the other measuring stick I'm going to put up as a representation of the flower of life. And I want you to know that you are very likely trying to measure with the traditional measuring stick while you are a flower of life, chickie babe. So I think as far as comparing yourself to this 1% jet set crowd, and I know who they are because I've lived there. I've rubbed shoulders with them. I know that feeling that you have. You have that, why me? Why can't I have that too? So I just want you to keep that in mind. And this is where I would say, please stop the madness. Please stop damaging yourself by comparing and start having your own measuring stick of what you have actually accomplished from where you've come, how far you've already come, and what you're already doing. So, Melanie, I have so much more to share with you, and off of this video, I am going to make some next step coaching suggestions because you are in, and this is what I would say to everybody else out there who might be in this position, and Melanie in this position, you are in need of some deep EQ money financial assessments before you do anything else, before you cause any more self-damage. And that's what I would say to other people out there as well, is assessment comes first. And I have some very deep, broad, articulated somatic money assessment tools to help locate where you're at in your own money process before you do anything at all. So let me just tune in with Spirit Team. They want me to pull one card, so I'm going to pull one card for you, Melanie. Okay, they're like pull. The most obvious set card, this one right here. Okay, just pulling one card for you. You are getting the deep dive card. So that just tells me, Melanie, that you and I need to do a deep dive on your assessment so that when you do go to do money work, A, you know in what mode to do it in so you don't cause yourself more damage, and B, you then we can assess for you what you need to stay focused on so we can begin to create some healing and foundation and platform work for you so that you stop feeling like you're getting booby-trapped in your financial process. For everybody else, make sure to sign up for the free Somatic Money Care Kit. Follow the link through on my Linktree. Be sure to like, comment, follow. I'm happy to field any questions in the comments or my DMs. And I hope everybody's making a great day out there, and I will see you in the next video.